On today's episode of My Car is Making a New Funny Noise, we're going to try to figure out what all this clunking is about. Let me see if I can show you what's happening. You hear the clunking? And it's equal on both sides. The sway bar links are detached because we've been trying to figure this out. We figured it wasn't readily obvious, so we'd go ahead and make a video about it and see what we can do there. Turning left or turning right, I can feel it in my feet, but when we're under there, nothing's loose. So we're kind of at a loss here, and we're gonna have to just start replacing stuff. So normally you would do a side-to-side check to check your steering linkages up and down at angles, looking for wheel bearing. Try to go fast, see if you can feel anything moving. There's no play anywhere here. Whatever that is, it sounds like the sound. I can only get it to happen once though, on either side, occasionally in the air. When we put it on my blocks and turn plates, there's not enough friction to get anything to happen. That sounded a lot like the backing plates. I wonder.
Except that lasts a lot longer than
Tong. Yeah, I guess you're right. Take the wheels off and start exploring. Underneath, everything is either poly or it's been replaced. The center link, the outer tie rods, they're all relatively new. I could check the ball joints. So to check a ball joint for looseness, really big set of pliers. You can try to squeeze it. And if it squeezes, then there's play in the ball. There's nothing there. The steering feels great. It's just that noise when you're going slow. Maybe it's just telling me not to go slow.
Yeah, it just scares all the people at the track.
Yeah, the track officials. Why is your car making noise? I don't know. Now this is where it's gonna get fun. We're gonna drop the car back down onto my cribs, start it up while it's floating in the air, and then Judah is gonna go side by side with the steering and see if we can get the noise to happen.
Let's hope it does it.
All right. The other way. Stop. Make sure we're not walking off the other side. Yeah, it's getting closer. Oh, I think the header leak is up here. I don't think it's down there. All right, back to steering. Okay. The bushings like creak a little, but they're poly, so that makes sense. Try to go a little smaller movements. Back and forth. A little faster. Less movement. I might stop. Yeah, this thing's definitely trying to walk off the outside of these things. Do fast again. All right, I'm gonna climb back up and lift the car to recenter.
Okay.
All right, we've got the strut disconnected over here. And when I stick my hand in here, I can rotate that pillow mount with absolutely no crunchy, no vibration, no stickiness, no nothing. I don't think that's where this noise is coming from. I think we got to pull the rotor and the brakes off and try to get a better feel for the wheel bearing next. Like maybe it's loading and unloading. I mean, I got nothing here. That moves real nice. There's no friction there. Yep. Nothing. Man, they're very solid at least. I wonder if you could put these in the ultrasonic cleaner too. Let's try it, see what happens. Oh, I love this thing. Man, I love this thing. At 90 degrees, sure does get into nice areas with some decent torque. All right, pop these bushings out. That doesn't look quite right. It's like there's a steel sleeve inside there that's moving. Gotta go just straight down. Watch your face.
Yeah.
You can see how much the bushing's rubbing on here. Can you see anything on the bushing?
No, not really.
Oh, there's still grease in there.
Yeah. It came out pretty easy. It looks better than the other one.
Yeah, whatever's going on there, it doesn't go through. It's just right there. This has the same marks on both sides. I think that's how it was cast.
Yeah.
There's no crack.
Nice.
Well, nice and crappy at the same point, because I was really hoping for a crack. And be like,
that would be it.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah, that would be nice, but that sucks.
Not so lucky. It's heavier than it looks. Well, they got kind of clean.
I think they got softened more than anything.
They're definitely soft.
To be cleaned. Sure looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah. Squeezes through nice.
Those all look the exact
They all
same.
look exactly the same.
So we just want to try to match the ones that are worn.
See, there's a bit of rotational flux there, or something going on. That one's got less. This one's got more. You can see it's definitely formed a little. That one's flat.
Mostly.
Never mind. When you rotate around, it's not. So maybe we'll mark these and install them so that they're flexing the other direction. We're just going to install those dry. Yoink. We didn't check these to see if they were all wackadoodle.
They'll bushing or they won't bushing.
Short side on the inside.
I'm going, so whatever.
Okay. Everything's retorqued, bushings are lubed, and fingers are crossed. Whoa, I felt it. It's so much less pronounced. Like in the car, it's not near as loud or as consistent. Like it only did it once right there, twice. Well, unfortunately, this is turning into a shotgun method. If you don't know what the shotgun method is, it's when you don't know what's causing the problem, so you buy all the parts. So what I did was I bought the monoball thrust arm bushings, the monoball control arm bushings, and then a new set of E39 M5 wheel bearings and some hub-centric rings, just in case it's the wheel bearings. I'm really hoping that it's not any of the steering componentry, because it was all replaced just a few years ago as well. But I digress. We're going to go ahead and start with the controller or the thrust arm bushings. We'll do those first, see if the problem goes away. If it goes away, we know that it was these bushings binding. If it doesn't, then we'll do these. If it doesn't go away, then we'll do the actual wheel bearings. And if it doesn't go away, then, well, we did some upgrades. The car will be nicer, it'll be faster, it'll be funner, and we'll have to spend some more money. Now, if you've got your regular bushings in here, you won't be able to pull it apart quite as easy as I can. But because I've already got my poly bushings in, that's all it takes to press them out. Now the question is, can I get the new bushings in without pulling the arm off of the car? So we're gonna try a couple different tools to see if we can make that happen. Once we had our bushing pushed all the way in, what I was looking for was visual contact, and what I used to get that is a go-no gauge 7 to 9 thousandths, and I can just barely get it in some places. The instructions say it doesn't have to be completely flush because of inconsistencies in the arms. So once one portion touches, you're solid. Now we got to put this extra special flexi ring on here. I've never used one of these before. It's like you peel it apart and then it goes on there, like stretches into place. Or what? Oh yeah, there it goes.
That was actually not bad.
All right, that's on. And then as far as our offset spacers, they're the same on both sides. So then we can stuff this guy back up in there. You want to cut those zip ties, Jay? There we go.
Won't be terrible.
Now we just gotta get the arm to line up with the bolt. Just requires a little bit of persuasion because we have to push the knuckle out at the same time. That's where the persuasion comes in. Bingo, bango.
Just get it in here.
Before we put our 127 newton meters of torque on our bolt back here, you need to get the arm up to ride height. To do that, I've made an adapter to go onto my lugs, and then we're just using a pole jack. You could use a jack under there, whatever method works, and we're gonna go until we start to lift a little off of the actual car lift. Or you could use wheel cribs, but we didn't feel like pulling all 4 of them out just to tighten these 2 up. Now, theoretically, and more than likely, you don't need to do this with a bearing because the bearing can rotate. But we're doing it just to be safe and to practice good workmanship skills, mechanicking efforts. 127. All right, well, driveway test drive. And the click is still there after the thrust arms. Barely. There it is. So there's a really good chance that what we're dealing with is maybe in the steering. Let's put the control arm bushings in, see what happens. Instructions call for pushing in through the chamfer, which means that this raised edge on this side goes down if you're using a press. Because we're trying to do this on the car, we're just gonna hold it in place like this. Oh, dang it. So I could not get the other side to press in straight with my press tool, so I'm taking this side off and I'll press it in on the actual press, which is what I did on the other side. So we're just gonna pop our 22 out. If you don't have one of these right angle impacts, you're missing out. So the instructions call for driving your bushing in on the chamfered side. I went ahead and cleaned it up. That means that these dimples are going to be down. And this is what you'd have to do anyhow if you were driving out your old bushings. So I guess it makes sense to show it anyhow.
Angle, kind of like
Lined right out. Fine tooth? Yeah.
At this point, I bet you're wondering, well, what's it sound like? Is the noise there? Why did you turn the audio down? Dude, what's going on? Well, what's going on is we decided, noise or no noise, we were still going to the track. So we got the car loaded up, got it set up on the new tow rig here. We're gonna go see what happens. Lightning speed.
it, bro. Woo! Oh, yeah. All right, well, it was a successful day here at Phoenix Raceway, out here in the paddock or the parking lot doing some autocross, basically chasing some cones. The M5 did great. Here are my thoughts on the spherical bearings for your control arms and your thrust arms. If you want to feel everything and have the ultimate connection to the road, that's what you got to do. I cannot believe the difference that these things made from having polyurethane bushings, hard polyurethane bushings, to these guys, and how much more tactile feel I had coming through the steering wheel. It was kind of amazing. You could feel every little rock and pebble. So on a street car, that might not be your best bet. Poly might be better, or even staying with rubber. But if you want to feel precision, you want to feel everything through the steering wheel, like a car was kind of meant to feel, this is what you want to do. I've got my links down below to Turner Motorsport, so you can pick up a set for yourself. Those are affiliate links. You buy them, it helps out the channel. You don't buy them and you buy something else, that's cool too. But I will say they made a tremendous difference in the way that the car feels up front. And that's coming from Poly already. Judah, did you have any feelings on it?
You were driving too slow.
I was driving too slow. He's not wrong. I'm not a fast driver. But what are you gonna do? Appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, and watching. Take a look at the links down below to all sorts of different things. And we'll see you in the next one. Oh, and you're probably wondering if the noise went away, or got better, or changed. It did not go away. The clunking is still there, which means I'm probably gonna have to throw those wheel bearings in at some point. I've got another event coming up in 2 weeks, so I'm probably not gonna get it done until at least after that. Look at this guy. One of the fastest drivers here gets a shout out on my channel. How cool is that? So yeah, gonna have to do the bearings at another time. We've got too many projects going on right now. And yeah, so if you've got that noise, maybe try a set of bearings.